whistle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs offense will be the first to dial up ball plays in this one. And David, they've got a tight end who might not be a superstar, but he always seems to be in the right place, always ready to be a safety valve for this quarterback.
No, and this guy dictates to the defense. It's so nice to be able to move him around. He's the chess piece. He's the playmaker on offense that can do a lot of things. And if they're going to be successful, the big tight end's going to be the reason why.
And he's a very reliable target, too. We've seen him make some really tough catches in some big moments for this offense. He's going to have to do that in this game today. The defense is keying on him. They know that's where the quarterback's eyes are going to be going early and often in this game, so the tight end's got to step up.
So already they've hit a speed bump on this opening drive. It's 3rd and 8. Quarterback may change this route. Back to pass, it's Fitzpatrick. Zings it complete to the right. Still running at the 40. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. Louisiana Tech pushing the tempo.
One of the things I love about this wide receiver, it's not all bombs and posts and go routes. 3rd and long, you just kind of run him not too far down the field. He makes the catch, and he's so dangerous.
Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, WKU. The defense does the work itself with a pick 6.
Oof, and after that pick 6, not the start this quarterback wanted. You're going to have to be really good about having a short-term memory and just turn the page. There is tons of football here to be played. You made a big mistake on that last throw. Don't let it beat you for the rest of this football game. You've got a lot of ball left to play. You've got to keep going.
And they tacked on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Louisiana Tech has it back, and the offense comes out ready to go to work. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. They'll start this drive going to the air. Caught over the middle. It's Gandy. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down. They really got things moving on this drive. Second play of the drive comes from the 37. Looking to throw on first down. Working on the right. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as he gets him down at the 37.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Caught in the backfield. It's Wiggins. Great reaction by this defense. Immediately on the catch, swarming to the ball. Let's take a second to think about Louisiana Tech. By the end of the day, one of these two teams will control their conference destiny the rest of the way. Potential bye in the college football playoff on the line. This game critical at this point in the season for both teams.
And so much talent in this game, too. Outstanding coaching staffs, NFL talent on both teams going into this one. David, this might be a rematch in the conference championship game. We might get to see this matchup again.
Yeah, and it's so nice to have two teams playing so well at the top of their conference. You know this game matters. There's no sleepwalking into this game. You see the numbers at the top of the conference. It's you and it's them. Who's going to come out today?
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Let's see what they've got on second down. Looking downfield, it's Fitzpatrick. Oh, looked upfield too soon and dropped the football, and it'll be third down. Trying to pick up a first down. On third down, he drops to throw. That's caught. It's Wilkerson. He's forced out of bounds just short of the goal line, a mere yard away from pay dirt.
Third down is money down, and they were money. Great job getting the football to your playmaker, and then watch, after the catch, making the play, getting the big first down. Now you're set up in great position to go get 6 with a first-and-goal opportunity.
Caught behind the line. It's Wiggins. Trying to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? They just keep firing. Got it behind the line. It's Wiggins. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Louisiana Tech.
Man, find your weapons. Nice job on the quarterback. Find the running back out of the backfield. He catches it and does the rest. Walks into the end zone for the touchdown.
And he tacks on the extra point. So a drive there of 82 yards. And they cap the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Hilltoppers offense will have its first possession of the game. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power, all those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead, and it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders.
Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
And they get to the quarterback and get the sack. That's a big emphasis for this defense. They saw a week ago, this offense gave up 3 sacks. They need to get to him early and often and create some indecision. Nice job getting a sack early in this football game.
And the Hilltoppers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Off play action. Grabbed in the middle. It's Myers. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. From the gun. Wants to pass. Caught close to the marker. It's Henry. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line. The Hilltoppers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Myers. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there. Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Back to pass. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
This defense talked about it coming into this football game. We've got to affect the quarterback. We've got to rattle him. We've got to hit him early. How about this? First drive, 2 sacks already. So far, mission accomplished.
That's caught. It's Williams. They stop him short of the sticks, and it'll be 4th down. And the Hilltoppers send out the punt unit. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. And no chance for the return man to get his hands on that one as it hops out of bounds. Here comes the Louisiana Tech offense back onto the field. They'll put the ball in play from just inside their own 40 at the 39. Across the 50 and knocked out of bounds at the 48. An explosive play gets this offense working.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, it's going to be hard to stop.
Right back to the well. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
What a phenomenal job in the open field, breaking off the long run, and they're not going to just take their time and huddle up to get the next play called. They're right back at the line of scrimmage, going tempo.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. To the air. It's Fitzpatrick. Throws for the tight end. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
How about the linebacker breaking on the football, seeing the quarterback, the ball comes out, he moves right to where the ball's going, nice anticipation, and swats the ball to the ground.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
Great job by the defense dialing out some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
And the field goal unit is on the field. He boomed it through a 50-yard field goal, showing off that powerful leg. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, every game in CUSA is so very critical. How about this one today? FIU is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage today, but they still have some work to do to put this in the win column. They're up by a field goal over Kennesaw State. Just another week of Conference USA football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The Hilltopper offense comes onto the field again. We've had some early scores. They get the ball back, trailing by a field goal 10-7. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. He'll keep it himself. And that ball's free behind the line. Offense scoops it up and still going.
It's so hard to force fumbles, and when you do, you so badly want to get them. You're crawling, you're doing whatever you can to get there as a defender, but the offense fortunate enough to cover it back up.
Knocked down immediately, but a nice pickup on that one.
It's definitely the wide receiver's job to create space, right? So whether you're running a go or you're running a hitch like this right here, I got to find a way to push off legally or just create a little bit of space to get some positive yards.
Finds his tight end. He's knocked down just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It brings up 4th down. Hauls it in, looking for space. Bottled him up, not a whole lot of room to run on that return, and that's how this period will come to an end. We've reached the end of the quarter, guys, and Louisiana Tech is on top. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. So 1st down here as they go back to work. Looking for a man. It's Fitzpatrick. Finds his big tight end. He gets it out across the 45 and out of bounds at the 46. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really
going to take a shot at this DB. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Here comes the Western Kentucky offense back onto the field. A little sluggish out of the gate here. They've had to punt it away on each of their first 2 possessions. The give to the running back from the shotgun. And I think they'll mark him right at the line of scrimmage. Didn't help much with the breathing room, but on the upside, they avoided the safety. Running back searching for a hole. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. It'll be 3rd and long. He'll do it himself. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one. The Hilltoppers will line up to punt it away. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Louisiana Tech has it back, and the offense comes out ready to go to work. The defense made a play with that interception to set them up. Now to see if they can cash it in.
On the set.
Looking for a gap. It's Robertson. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Goodness, that happened fast. He was in the backfield before the ball was even snapped.
Oh, man, adrenaline pumping, heart beating a little faster. There is some intensity on that one. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Fitzpatrick. It's complete on the right side. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. The short hands, it's Gandy. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22.
Timeout, Western Kentucky.
Louisiana Tech back to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Fires deep toward the end zone. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. 2nd down coming. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. And here comes the field goal unit for the 2nd time tonight. And they'll kick it from the left side, a 44-yard try. The field goal is no good. Guys, a missed opportunity there. The lead is still 3.
That kicker needed to club up. Unfortunately, the ball hits the crossbar.
The Hilltopper offense comes onto the field again. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Good hands in there by the defense to force the incompletion. Guys, let's chat for just a minute about Western Kentucky. Great pickup on the defensive front. 3-star defensive lineman gives a verbal commitment last week, and you really need to bring good talent into the program. Maybe diamonds in the rough at this level. That's how they thrive.
Oh, there's no doubt. And just some of these guys, they're not as refined, but they've got the tools, right? And so I think he's got the tools, and this is a guy that you can build around on that defensive line. You need all the big bodies you can get.
And the Hilltoppers really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. Tries to surge ahead on the sneak. Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on 3rd down.
Well, and he gets stuffed on that QB sneak. He's just not doing a really good job of reading the crease and finding a little space to kind of tuck into and drive his feet. He's just running himself into a wall there.
Well, and how about the big boys up front? Make a crease. Push somebody back. Create some space. There was nowhere to go.
Fields the punt and tries to work it the other way. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. Here comes the Louisiana Tech offense back onto the field. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Gets the back moving. Dropping back, it's Fitzpatrick. Bringing the heat. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
Sometimes you beat your guy and you get sacked so clean, and sometimes, like on this play, the DBs do a great job covering, make the QB hold the football, and then the rush gets home.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. Open space at the 25. He won't get there. It'll bring up 4th down. And the Bulldogs come to the line in the hurry-up. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. Louisiana Tech will have to punt. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. Punt is on its way. Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. Here comes the Western Kentucky offense back onto the field. After 3 consecutive punts, we'll see if they can dial up something that can get this offense moving forward. Moves up to the 34-yard line, give him a 10-yard pickup. Lining up from the 34 on 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st down. Makes the grab. It's Hutchison. Gets it to the 46-yard line. 1st down for this offense. The clock is not their friend. Got to get everybody to the line quickly. Looking downfield on 1st down. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
And anytime you hit the quarterback, man, you make him think, you speed up the processor a little bit, and that's the 3rd on the day. This is a unit, actually, that does a good job of that. They're in the top 25 in the country at getting the quarterback on the ground.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. The Hilltoppers will try to pin them back with the punt. Books it all the way in, and now turns his attention upfield. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Looking downfield, it's Fitzpatrick. That's reeled in, it's Gandy. Stopped at the 44, but he got 10 on the play. Louisiana Tech pushing the tempo. Wants to throw on 1st down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's a really good job by this defense, a complete defensive effort. When the back end makes the quarterback hold the football a little longer than he wants to, and then the pass rush gets home, hits him, and forces the incompletion.
Here comes the heat. And he's got it at the 20. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
Making side adjustments here. They'll throw it from the red zone. Moving out of the pocket. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
I don't care how talented you are as a quarterback, but your accuracy always goes down when you get hit. A nice job by the QB, scrambling, working to his right, but he wasn't completing that pass with that pressure.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Catch in the middle, it's Gandy. He'll get it all the way down to the 8-yard line, and the defense is feeling the heat. The Bulldogs trying to pay off the threat on first and goal. The screen, he can go. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. One snap coming before they head to the locker room. Looking for the score. And here's the third interception of the night. They bring him down, but that great defensive play might be overturned. Let's see what the call is.
Hold on.
This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, after seeing that, sign me up for another 2 quarters there in Ruston. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Hilltopper offense comes onto the field again. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
They'll snap it from the gun on third down. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And giving up 3 sacks a week ago. Now you've already given up 4 sacks. They got to find a way to protect their quarterback. Give him a little bit more time.
Punt is in the air. Hauls it in and looking upfield. He was working his way toward midfield, but they'll stop him at the 46-yard line. Louisiana Tech has it back, and the offense comes out ready to go to work. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. To the air, it's Fitzpatrick. That one comes out hot down the right side. And the DB forcing the incomplete pass with the deflection.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
This time on target. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Bulldogs in the hurry-up.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. Just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Line gets set, first down. To the ground with the back. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
Makes the grab. It's Hopkins. And he's tackled, but there's also a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. Now on second down. Quarterback making checks. Scanning the field, it's Fitzpatrick. Dumps it to the back. Pulls it in, it's Wiggins. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground cover to pick up the first.
And that's why the bullet pass is so important. Sometimes these defenses, they don't give you big windows to throw into, and you want to take that chance, but you cannot lob that football down the field and get it in there. Nice use of the bullet pass, my friend.
On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. That's caught. It's Wilkerson. He cannot get there. It'll be fourth down.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You've set up fourth and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
Makes the pass. Converts on fourth down. Still going. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5. On first and goal, let's see what Louisiana Tech does.
Black 24. Razor. Dino. Pilot.
Looking to throw again. Trying to barrel in. And they will score. Touchdown, Louisiana Tech.
And the passing game paying dividends right now for this offense. They just had a big play through the air to get him down in the situation. So let the quarterback deal. Great job reading coverage. He found his open target. Accurate throw in 2 plays through the air, and they've got 6 points on the board.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner will be brought down. Here comes the Western Kentucky offense back onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. They'll start this drive going to the air. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. And the Hilltoppers come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. They'll leave it with him. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
The Hilltoppers will punt it away on fourth down. He'll try to really get into this one. He'll try to field the punt and see if he can give his offense better field position. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair. A solid return, gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Here comes the Louisiana Tech offense back onto the field. Opening play of the drive from the 39. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
It was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
Creates a little space. Got the first down and more. They'll get him down, but not Before he crosses the 50, he's down to the 49.
And how about that? Right after they get the explosive play running the ball, they're going right back to the line of scrimmage for some tempo.
Oh, he's got a chance. And he's almost to that first down marker. They're saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. And the quarterback's by his lonesome on 2nd and inches. Looking for a man. It's Fitzpatrick. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
3rd down coming up.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Got a man, it's Hopkins. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one.
4th down coming up.
They're throwing for it on 4th down. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. And another big game for this offense. They are putting explosive pass after explosive pass up in this one.
18-yard line. 1st down for your Bulldogs.
They're looking to pass from the red zone. Grabbed behind the line. It's Jackson. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Up 2. Brings up 2nd down.
Looking to fire. He's got it on the move. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. A design run for the quarterback. And they just tried to slam it in from the doorstep, but they went nowhere, and it'll be marked down at the 1. Using his feet. Touchdown Bulldogs! And they take it in for 6 more points. With that score, it looks as if this bunch is about to go 6-1.
This is like having an extra running back in your backfield. This quarterback is magic. When he decides to keep the football, he can make people look absolutely silly. He shows you on that play.
And that extra point is a big one as they now have a 3-possession, 17-point lead in the 4th. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Hilltopper offense comes onto the field again. They've punted the last 3 times they've had it, and now really needing to put a score on the board on this possession. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Fires to the wideout. Grabbed over the middle. It's Henry. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Wow, the quarterback knew he had to get that one to his receiver quickly on the in route. Did you see the velocity on that throw?
You love to deliver a punch on the first play of the drive. They've got it at the 46 on 1st down. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically.
There he goes. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26. And the best thing about this, the offense can't worry about the scoreboard. Just keep trying to make plays like that, Jesse.
I know a lot of people in the stadium probably feel like this game is over. Maybe it's been over for a while, Reese, but don't tell that to this quarterback and his teammates. They're still out there scrapping and clawing.
To the air on 1st down. Got a man. It's Barry. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Man, you put those slot receivers in there, and here's why you do it. You back them off the football a lot of times, but who's guarding them? A lot of times those are linebackers. Those are safeties. You get those good matchups where you can feature one of your speedsters, and a lot of times good things happen.
Let's go.
Trying to cap this drive with a pass. He caught it. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. And the Hilltoppers had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Quarterback on the keeper. And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Toppers.
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
Lining up to add another.
Kicker on for the extra point.
And the extra point is good, but they're still down 24-14. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week in CUSA, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. FIU is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage today, but they still have some work to do to put this in the win column. They're up by 8 over Kennesaw State. He'll keep you updated as this one goes forward in a game that could shake up the CUSA race significantly.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Looking to pass. It's Fitzpatrick. He fires to the left side. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on 1st down.
Well, this defense knew coming into this one, this offense would take shots. They know they have targets that can fly, can push down the field vertically. Nice job in coverage there.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Throws to the tight end. And the timing just a hair off.
Is incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
Third and 10, still backed up inside their own 20. This drive hasn't really gotten started. He's looking to throw. The short hands, it's Booth. Makes his way out to the 20 before he's stopped, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Louisiana Tech will have to punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. Here comes the Western Kentucky offense back onto the field. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Makes the catch. It's Myers. Knocked out of bounds after a good gain on that one. They'll spot it at the 43.
It's pretty amazing at this point of the game. They're still in a position to win. Not everything has gone right for them up to this point, but with a couple minutes left on the clock, if they can get a touchdown here, get a stop, and then get another score, they win. But they've got to start being aggressive and taking shots.
Here we go.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
Non-man receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think of.
Breaks into the open. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a 1st down at the 31.
And this offense is going to have to be aggressive, right? Down a couple possessions, got to continue to get these first downs, move quick, don't be in a hurry, but they've got to keep the accelerator down because they need some explosive plays.
Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. The Hilltoppers have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Catch in the middle. It's Henry. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Back to pass on 2nd down. Oh, the ball popped out. That's a way to mess up a drive. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
Well, defenses get excited when they see the quarterback in an empty backfield like that. They know, hey, I'm not going to have to beat a running back or a tight end to get there. If I get to him, I might have an opportunity to knock this thing loose, and that's exactly what happened for the defense.
Louisiana Tech has it back, and the offense comes out ready to go to work. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. It's complete to the left. A little more space. Open up that playbook even more as they pick up the 1st down out to the 30. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Back to throw. It's Fitzpatrick. Finds his man. It's Hopkins. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. Grab behind the line. It's Jackson. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. The Bulldogs in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Back to pass. Grab near the marker. It's Jackson. And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27.
This is so interesting right now, watching this offense stay aggressive. They've got the lead in the 4th quarter, and you're thinking at home, we got to just run the ball and try to bleed the clock. They found something on defense they're taking advantage of. 2 straight completions. I won't be surprised if they throw it again.
Under fire. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Yeah, good job by this defense. Great job in the secondary. Eyes on the quarterback. They took away the first option, made him go to option 2, made him go through his progression, and then they got time to get home and get a hit on the quarterback.
Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
They were on the move, but 2 straight incompletions have them staring at 3rd and 10. Looking to throw, it's Fitzpatrick. He almost had another one. They've already picked off 3 and just a hair away from number 4 there.
Man, is that the opportunity they needed. That is exactly what this defense needed. They need to swing momentum. They needed to get the ball back to their offense if they wanted to win this football game. Just such a huge missed opportunity.
The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half.
Louisiana Tech.
They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Looking to the big tight end. It's incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Well, you're up by 2 possessions in the fourth quarter. They're hoping with that conversion they ice the game. They don't get it. It feels like they're going to win, but we've seen crazy things happen in college football, and they've left the door open here late. Let's see what happens.
He stopped behind the line of scrimmage. He reached into his bag for that move, and it didn't get him loose at all. So now it's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. He's looking to pass. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. Throws for the tight end. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. Here comes the Louisiana Tech offense back onto the field. And now when you have a solid lead like this, Jesse, you find out, can you deliver the knockout punch?
And we're expecting them to come out here and just run the football, bleed the clock, let the big uglies up front get some push, and ball security, David. That's premium.
Yes, take care of the football. Don't make any dumb mistakes. Be physical. And listen, if they want to load the box, don't be afraid to take a shot.
Looking to throw, it's Fitzpatrick. Get it out to the supersonic guy. Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it, 1st and goal. And the Bulldogs want to... He'll set up to throw. Quick screen to the speedster out wide. Touchdown, Louisiana Tech. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. With that score, it looks as if this bunch is about to go 6-1. These guys are starting to separate themselves a little bit now, and it could get ugly if there's no answer coming up.
Nail, meat, coffin. You know, we're supposed to keep everybody involved in this game, right? Keep them excited, a reason to tune in. Well, I don't got one. This is over.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he made the extra point without problem. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw on 1st down. And the heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Double time, hustling to the line to stop the clock. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Rushes on him. And the pass goes incomplete, but the flag is down, and this one might be on the offense. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. And the Hilltoppers will call on their punt team. Now on the return. He's got great speed. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. To the air, it's Fitzpatrick. Pocket breaking down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on 1st down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
Here's a heat. Man, did he pay for it with that hit as he got rid of the ball.
The bad news is it's incomplete, but the good news was the quarterback, I think, made the right decision that time, actually throwing it away. He's been burned a couple times early in this one with some picks in this game, and so that time, instead of trying to force the play and make something happen out of nothing, he just throws it away. The defense wins that down. You live to play another day.
Now, a 4th down.
With the win today, they're now bowl eligible, and that's certainly worth celebrating, at least to some degree, wouldn't you say, guys?
Yeah, listen, at the start of the year, there are a lot of goals that get put up on the blackboard. Reaching a bowl game is one of them. So now you can go ahead and check that off. But if you're this football team, you're not celebrating that tonight. You're looking to build on this win moving ahead because they've got bigger goals down the road, Dave.
They do, and they've shown you some good flashes throughout the season, man. Some moments that really say this team could be really, really good. And so I think you continue to improve. You know at the end of the season, I get to take a vacation. Wherever the bowl game is, we get a free trip with my boys, but there's some work to be done still.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.